So I got one of my recent clients that literally signed up 5 days ago, I think 5 or 6 days ago. Well, he already got results. So watch this video to check out the testimonial and listen to what we have to say. If you want to learn more about Pinnacle and see if we, do what we say, what we do. And I'm going to continue to post as many customer result videos as possible so you guys can, make the best educated decisions for hiring a credit repair expert. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the conversation. It is long, but hey, if you are seriously looking to repair your credit, you might want to watch this whole video so you can see how we roll. All right, take it easy.
Because we made one yesterday, but the sound didn't come out. So this will be our second one. It only got my voice. So as said before, we don't really prepare for these things. I like to keep them as non-scripted as possible, just to show the natural authenticity of our interaction, and then also the experience you've had with Pinnacle and stuff. So feel free to keep it however you like. Okay, let me just. So you have. So you're a customer of ours, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. And you've been in the program for about a few days, like 6 days, a week.
Correct. We sent out the disputes on Friday. Already saw some really good results, and I signed up about a week prior to the disputes getting out, so I did all the preliminary stuff.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. So you hired another company before this, correct?
I did, yes, sir.
How many did you hire?
Phew. Just off the top of my head, there's got to be five just that I could think of going back like Lord knows how many years. I don't even know, but I could think of five off the top of my head that I hired.
Wow. Okay, so out of those five companies, Pinnacle was pretty much the fastest, right?
Without question, and delivered the most results at the same time.
Yeah, and typically we don't have customer reviews in such a short time, like a few days. Even if there are some changes, we like to kind of wait until the file is mostly completed or whatnot. But so this will be like one of the earlier cases, which is awesome. We like to have more of these videos that we post on and show awesome results. So I've posted some shorts recently that similar situation to you in the sense that they've got some pretty quick results. Various dates. Some people got results in 2 weeks, 1 week. Some people a few days, stuff like that. So that's kind of like how we work. We get pretty quick results because our dispute methods are pretty much different. Out of those other five companies you hired, they're all doing dispute by mail, correct?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
So out of the five companies that you hired, or the handful of companies that you've hired in the past, how did they dispute your negative accounts? Was it through mail?
Yep, it was through mail, the good old snail mail that takes forever in the day to do anything.
Got it. And the most recent company was Sky Blue, right?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Sky Blue is a very well-known company. It's a big company. It's considered one of the biggest credit repair companies up there with Lexington Law. Lexington Law is the biggest one. They recently got, I think I'm not sure what's going on with their business, but they're in a big load of trouble. They have a huge case with the CFPB for violating the TCPA, the Telephone Communications Privacy Act. So it's against the law to market credit repair by the phone. It's pretty much illegal in the sense that if you do it, you cannot charge the customer upfront fees, and otherwise it's illegal. You have to wait like 6 months. So it's really hard to run a business when you have to wait 6 months just to get payment from the customer. So that sucks. So Sky Blue is a reputable company. They have awesome results. They have thousands of 5-star reviews and also other reviews that aren't so good. Just like any business is going to have a ratio. You're familiar with basketball, right?
Yep.
You know Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, what's his name, Kevin Durant. They all have a success ratio, right? Where they shoot and they miss, correct? They're not making 100% every single time, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So that's really important. So there's always going to be some bad reviews, but it's important to take the good with the bad and put your best foot forward. That's what you did. By the way, how did you find us? You found us through Google?
Yep. Specifically the first page. When I went into Google, I searched fast credit repair because I really wanted to be fast. And you guys came up as the first search term, first page on Google, first person company on Google. Like you're at the top.
Yeah. Google's really smart. They're I think the 4th largest company in the world and the #1 search engine. So when you're looking for something and it pops up on the first page, you're gonna find it. You're gonna find it for the most case. And in this situation where Google is so smart that when you type in fast credit repair, you're gonna find Pinnacle. And that's just because Google is extremely smart. And it's really hard in finance because in finance, it's a regulated industry. Even to advertise any financial service on Google, you have to have certain licenses and accreditations. Otherwise, if you have anything wrong with your content, they're going to bump you and just kick you off the first page or just not even rank you. And so for financial websites, they're looking for the highest credible, verifiable, third-party reviewed, peer-reviewed websites that they know is accurate, that they know it can be trusted, and they know is not a scam. So for those of you guys out here wondering if Pinnacle Credit Repair is legit, well, in case you haven't noticed, this is Edward Fay. He's my client. This kind of happened sporadically. He actually asked me to come. He's like, hey, I want to come on your channel and show my testimonial because I think people want to check it out. So yeah, that's why he's here, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to bring relevance to his search query because you probably have queries. You're typing in YouTube. Well, if you're looking for credit repair on YouTube, it's like a landmine. You're navigating through a landmine, and it's going to be, for one, information analysis paralysis. There's just so much information on YouTube, and actually, there's a lot of good content via credit repair on YouTube. I can't hate on anyone. There are successful YouTubers, and my friends. A lot of my friends are in the credit repair space. I can name drop right now, but I don't really feel like. But just take my word for it. Some people that I can mention, they have channels that have 100,000, 500,000 viewers, and these are my friends that I could call. I have their cell phone numbers, and they're in credit repair too, and they're never going to say anything bad about. And actually, some people have hired me. There's one guy named Colin Yorkinson. He's worked with me too. He has his own credit repair company, but imagine that. He hired me to remove some stuff. I think it was inquiries and collections and stuff like that. But he has a credit repair company, but he hired us too. Yeah, so it happens. Attorneys have hired me, and so on and so forth. So let's talk about your results. Can you share with us some of the things that you have experienced? You had some deletions there.
Absolutely. I'll also pull it up on my phone too, because I know when we tried this the first time to record it, didn't catch my voice. I was doing the same thing. I wanted to also be transparent and let everyone know that what you're posting with my results isn't just cherry picking something that's coming from my phone too, so they can see the same exact thing.
Some people may think you're an actor. Are you an actor? You have a military background, right?
Yeah, I don't have the. Hollywood wouldn't hire me if they tried. If if their life depended on it, they wouldn't hire me. I'm not an actor.
Got it. So tell us a little bit about yourself. You worked in law enforcement, right?
Correct. Yeah, I worked as a deputy sheriff in Southern California, the law enforcement officer.
Wow. Okay. So, former deputy sheriff in Los Angeles County, and for those of you that don't know, Los Angeles is quite hectic. It's one of the biggest metropolitans in the United States, and they call it the Wild West for a reason. So, there you have it. Law enforcement, former military. No scams here. He's a police officer. He's dealt with the worst of the worst in law enforcement, and here he is today working with us, and we got him some pretty good results. By the way, another thing is, did I ever promise you results in a week? Did I ever promise you anything like that?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, if anything, when we were on the phone originally, I kept on trying to fish that out because I was scared and uncertain. But you never promised me anything. You said we're going to try to get you the best results we can, and that's exactly what you've done.
Yeah. And now I can say results in 4 days, which people were going to look at especially on YouTube, and they might think, "Oh, this is this." You can't do that. Actually, yes, you can. We're showing it right now. So that's another thing. How credit repair companies advertise, they're showing you results that aren't really typical, and we show pretty much everything our customers are happy to share. If our customers are happy to share one deleted item, that one deleted item that took 3 months to delete made an impact in their life where other companies couldn't remove it, or they felt other companies weren't credible enough to work with, so they hired us, well, that's worthy of sharing. I believe that sharing any client testimonial, especially if it's old, because I do have a pretty good chunk of time, I guess 10 years, if you consider 10 years a good chunk of time. For me, 10 years is kind of like novice level. To be a master, you have to be 30 years in the industry, right? Any business under 5 years, 99% of businesses fail in 5 years. So I think there's a network connection here. Oh, shit. Okay, I got you back. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's the backwoods here in Maine, man.
I think it was mine. It was my connection. I'm having some trouble with my internet lately. I have no idea why. But as I was saying, I think it's worthy to share any case study, even if it's a year old or a day old, or even 4 years or 9 years old, because it's important to hire a company that has a track record. Wouldn't you say so?
Absolutely, and elaborating on that too, especially with the results and in a few days, and like when you asked me if you promised me anything, I think something that I've learned, and I would like other people to hear this, especially if they're considering Pinnacle, is not to project kind of your own expectations on it. The expectations, and this comes from me, but even prior to Pinnacle, it's like, okay, fast credit repair, it's like, why do I want it? Well, because I caused myself a bunch of problems. Now, it's not your responsibility, Andre. It's not Pinnacle's, and this is my belief, to fix my problems, because the truth is the problem came from my own behavior. So I can't sit here and say, I expect Andre to do things on my terms. Like, that's just not how it works. So I think when people are considering Pinnacle, It should be on its merits, which you show every single day, rather than them projecting what they think should happen, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. And another thing is that because in this industry, it's a fine balance of the consumer and business owner relationship, service provider, because you want the business owner to be accountable and responsible and to be impressive because it's a competitive industry. But another thing about credit repair is there's so many variables in credit repair that to continuously say and advertise we will get things done in a week or overnight, that's just, you can't say that. But what you can do, we can show it if it happened. That's the important part, is when you actually do it, it's safe to show it. And if you show it once is not enough. If you show it twice is not enough. If you show it three times is not enough. Add some more zeros to that. Then you could say, oh, well, this is a frequent occurrence, and this is the common denominator is them getting these results for different random people that join their service. So they have a high success ratio, but it's never 100%. And it's important to understand, even in my business, on our website, we have a 80% success ratio in 1 to 3 month period. You would definitely qualify in that 88 percentile mark. But there's the remaining 20% that are not getting results like you have. And I'm pretty upfront with that. However, that does not, that anyone that might be in a situation where your credit repair took a year, unless you really know why it took that year, then you can't really say it was effective or not, because it may not be a matter of the effectiveness of the company, but it just might be the nature of your file and other variables. But if whether you hire me or another company, hopefully, because I'm not the only legitimate credit repair there's tons of companies that you could work with, and there's tons of professional credit repair people that do a phenomenal job. So you really have to do the research and choose, the people that you work with. Another thing, Edward, did I ever call you? Did I ever bug you to sign up?
No, not at all.
Yeah, that's never been in our culture. I believe, this is how I've marketed my business. I believe that information and resources and results, those three things, are my advertising, or how I advertise. We have a website. Another thing, people, if the credit repair company that you're working with does not have a website and does not have third-party reviews from outside sources, so there's something called a bias. It's really biased for me to toot my own horn and say things about Pinnacle. But the fact that this is a customer and this is a real life case study, which he's about to show you some results. I showed a screenshot of his results earlier, a few negative things off and a couple things. But it's important in the financial industry to have other financial professionals to vouch for you, not just vouch for you, but vet you and pretty much qualify you. So here's a screenshot. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can share my screen.
Yeah, I could show it on my phone too, if you'd like it, so that way you could see it from multiple different angles.
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, so this is badcredit.org, and these are authors. These are very qualified people. And then you can just look at badcredit.org. They have 27 million users. Okay, so this guy John Alzheimer, he used to work for Equifax, and by the way, the stuff that he posts and writes online is very basic stuff. The level of or at least if you look at this guy, he's supposedly the superstar in the industry. However, the stuff that he produces is very basic level credit repair. So I can't say I know everything that he knows, But if you look at what he's posting, if that's what he knows, then I'm telling you that, you know, we're on a much, much, much more advanced level. But with respect to John, that doesn't disqualify, John at all. It's not disrespecting him at all. It's just stating some facts. And by the way, that's precisely why they let me post. Actually, I don't post. They post about us, about Pinnacle. So, yeah, your results. If you could show us some results, that would be great.
Absolutely. So I'll make sure to put my phone up there, right? So the first one is National Credit Systems.
Okay.
So that one was a landlord, I believe it was from 2020, broke a lease, moved out early, didn't pay. You know, that's why it's collections. That was the thorn in my side for so long. So long. Let me see, I'm trying to think. Sky Blue. There's at least 3 others that I hired. There's a small town one that did like that Metro 2 stuff that you've talked about before and used that as like a claim to fame. Couldn't get it off. The second one here is Sunrise Credit Services. That's for a Florida power and light bill.
Metro 2. So another thing, ladies and gentlemen, here's a red flag. So if there's any YouTuber online talking about Metro 2, please, okay? Yeah. By the way, in the search of Pinnacle, you saw some interesting things on YouTube about us, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but that didn't sway your decision, because there are some people that say that we're a scam or something like that. It doesn't really add up.
No, and this is coming from a military guy. This is coming from, you know, again, and former law enforcement. And I want to make it clear that it's because some of these individuals, you know, claim to be in the military. Just because you wear a uniform doesn't make you a good person. All right. So then that's coming from a guy who wore the uniform for many years. Doesn't make you a good person. I could tell without a hint of a doubt you are. It just speaks for yourself. So I'm not going to name drop either. You're not a scam. You're not a Vietnamese scammer. I've watched those videos myself that you're referencing. It's just a bunch of smack talk, and it's not even relevant anyways to what you do. So, and that's again coming from a guy who's, you know, combat veteran and wore a uniform.
Yeah. So the main thing is, on YouTube, people want to be informed. They want to make informed decisions, and it's important to serve the community with information that is crucial. But when you're continuously misconstruing things, or even buying into false marketing or deceptive marketing practices, or buzzwords or clickbaits on YouTube, it's important to just kind of set back and analyze and just kind of reset and think critically. Why is this person posting this content? What does it mean? How is it beneficial for my individual needs? Then when you ask those questions, you can come closer to achieving your goal versus just getting in the mix of just confusion and gossip and all that toxic stuff. So yeah, thank you for not name dropping. We want to try to keep it as professional as possible here, because there are internet trolls which are respectively dubbed internet trolls because there's no other term for it that I can think of. Now it's just to understand that those individuals cannot be taken serious, because several accounts, even including your own testimony here, the things that they're saying about Pinnacle is just not true. So now that we address that, you guys know that whether you hire Pinnacle or not, we're definitely not a scam. But just because we're not a scam doesn't mean that it's the right fit. Again, I have a fee, and we have 2 programs here. Hopefully those programs will suit your needs. You saw
one thing too, and this is just coming from this is coming from a guy. I'm in the car business currently, but the whole smack talk thing. If you hear someone doing it, like smack talk, like this YouTuber we were talking about, It's no different. I want everyone to hear this from like your customer too. It's no different than if a dealership like the one I work at says, "Hey, we're not going to screw you. We're not going to. We don't play these games." I could promise you, if it's said, they absolutely do. So
Yeah.
the smack talk that you're hearing about Andre, it's absolutely not true. It's because these guys are the actual problem. They're the ones that will screw you. And I say that from coming from being a car dealer.
Oh, okay. Got it. Got it. So you saw their stuff and didn't buy into it. Okay.
No.
Yeah. A
They
lot
had
of
nothing to stand with, man.
yeah. A lot of well, I can't say a lot because that's a blanket statement, but I'll say there have been individuals, current clients of mine that are the same. So essentially, they may see some silly stuff like that, and they just come over and sign up and pay me a big fee. So, yeah, I mean, it's more or less helping me out at this point. I don't need the help, but I appreciate the help. So I think the situation is this individual is kind of looks up to me, but they're just not ready yet to kind of say, hey man, he probably has pictures of me under his pillow, and like writes notes and tries to copy my stuff because yeah,
Or
there's
kind of like how teenage girls have those, posters on the wall, something like that.
yeah, exactly, yeah. Okay, I gotta remove my cat. My cat can be annoying.
Yeah, there was some other ones you got removed too, man. So there was like the FPL bill, Sunrise Credit Services, a medical bill, which was on there for years. Which, by the way, this was, and I told you this, it was a ton of credit repair companies that said, "Oh, that's easy because it violates HIPAA," and it never came up. So, in fact, that, and the, I want to be clear, Pinnacle never told me that it's like, oh, it's, easy to come off. Like, you never said it's a violation of HIPAA. You said, we're going to go to bat for you and make it happen. And you did, unlike these other companies that said all these, sweet talking excuses of, oh, that's a HIPAA violation. You just removed it. That's what it was. Like, you didn't have much talk behind it. You just did it.
Yeah. So whenever you're hiring a lawyer, I've worked with really top high lawyers. My one of my mentors was Austin William Cooper, former lawyer. He's retired now. He's like 80. He was the lawyer for former President John F. Kennedy, and basically he would share with me how to basically identify a crummy lawyer and a hotshot lawyer. So the best lawyers are egotistical, and they like want to say, is this really important? Do you really need to file a lawsuit? They're kind of talk you down, you know what I mean? And that's how I am, because we don't need to reach out for people, and we don't need to promise them anything, because we have too many case studies already over the years that people, when they take the time, and that's the thing, one of the challenges of people is to actually look at more videos. So guys, give me watch time. I really would appreciate it. We don't pay for fake views, unlike some YouTubers that like to talk crap and buy fake views. We encourage you to watch our content, considering people are sending us free marketing anyway, to actually look at the reviews. And some are from 2016, some are from 2014, some are from 2023. I mean, this is 2023, it's July 12th, and this is a customer, it's up to date. So we're active. We have case studies from years and years ago and to date. And it's good to have that window of time so you can see the consistency. Not just 1 year, not just 2 years, not just 3 years. Like Floyd Mayweather, he was a champion for over 20 years. It's one thing to be doing something for a month or a few months, cherry pick your results, show them off. It's another thing to be dedicated in an industry that's already kind of volatile as it is and high risk, but can do it continuously and consistency throughout the years and years and years. So please don't discredit my testimonials, whether they come from years ago or today, because it actually should bring more relevance and credibility that they have testimonies that we have testimonies from years ago. And as you can see, the awesome stuff that we have from different months is just like what Edwards is experiencing. He has deletions. He got results in days, and even arguably hours, if you consider 24, 48, 72 hours. Yeah, there have been some. You had a repo on your report, right? And the account status is now changed, right?
Well, yeah, I was actually going to bring that up because we were texting about that earlier. So I have two on my file. What the most recent one is with Santander, and that's what I texted you today. And I was like, hey, Credit Karma notified me there was an update. So I went in while I was at work and said 100% paid off. And I one mind blown because I could assure everyone it's not 100% paid off. That's why it's a repo. So, but you said we were going to talk about that. So I'm interested to hear.
Yeah. We have maybe like 3 minutes left. So because we've already been on here for 30 minutes and I don't have too much memory on my phone. So I'll be happy to touch that up. So what you're experiencing is how we repair credit. Like I said, we use a system called ACAT, which is not. ACAT is not a what's called an ACDV. ACAT is what ACAT specifically is: automatic credit technologies. Automatic credit analytic technologies. It's basically something that we use here to basically create all the disputes and predict. It's like chess. When you play the AI bot, they already have the moves thought ahead of time. Whenever you move here, L3, L9, they change all their programming to defend against the possibilities of you coming that way, and then they recalculate again. So that's what ACAT is. It's basically like a chess AI bot that we have here, and it predicts everything, the outcome, and it's pretty accurate. So, but we repair credit through ACDV, Automatic Credit Dispute Verification. It's what the bureaus use and the creditors use, because credit repair people, they're only thinking about their game, which is CDV, Consumer Dispute Verification, and they're on the B side. They're not on the A side. So we're on the A side with the bureaus, with the data furnishers, and we can communicate and talk to their AI and get things fixed, because your credit score is score driven, and it's actually more beneficial for you to have that account reported as paid off. Now there's no history of it being a repossession. So it's pretty advanced stuff. So we're able to get things like that done and other things, and that's why you see different remark codes changing and stuff get off so quick, because the way we repair credit is on a much higher advanced level. We're not sending mail. That stuff is from 1980, 1994. So there's nothing wrong with that, but there's something slow with that. If you want to repair credit the slow and ineffective way, then be my guest. There are people that do credit repair illegal in Georgia and don't have their licenses and stuff like that, and you could risk doing business with them. They might be shut down tomorrow by the Attorney General of Georgia. We don't know. So that's up to you guys. Or you could work with another company. You don't even have to work with Pinnacle. You can work with Sky Blue. Edward can tell you all about that. So
It's the sky's not blue over there to give you a road fight yet.
Yeah, that's funny, because that's an interesting name to name a company, Sky Blue. I don't know why they named it that. So let's see what else we can talk about before we have to wrap this up. We talked about the ACDV, and we talked about your results. And I guess if there was one thing that you could leave the viewers watching this, what would it be before we wrap this up? You want to come on more, right? Because this is just your first
Oh yeah, like I want to be a consistent, face on this, so they can, all the viewers can see that, this isn't just a one-off thing. And but yeah, absolutely. I think the one thing I'd like to give the viewers on that is also see, working with Pinnacle as personal development journey. Like, how can you be a better person as a result? And here's exactly what I mean by that. There's a lot of it that, since the results are really, really quick, especially the ones I've experienced, it's like, okay, what can I do to keep this sustainable? It's not that, I'd love to pay you forever, Andre, because you do a great job, but the end game is to, change one's own behavior. And that's what ultimately got me here, right? If my mental state was good and my discipline was good. So that's what I mean by see it as a personal development journey. Like, you have an opportunity for a clean slate and to actually go on with a better life and a better credit score. Don't take that for granted. Start looking inward and figuring out how you can grow and be a better person as a result.
Yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, definitely. Credit is basically, it's a credit report, but it's our financial blueprint. But it has more. It also has a lot more to do with your internal set beliefs and your behaviors and your actions and your positive attitude. And so, if you find yourself in a bad situation, your credit is not where you want it to be, don't give up, and just understand that you have to stop the bleeding and you have to make the change in order to really get this credit better and make better decisions financially. And the best way to do that, you're the sum total of the 5 friends that you hang out with. So if you can get closer to rich, successful people that have excellent credit, that have successful businesses, that have clients, and that have other successful businesses that have clients and stuff like that, then you're most likely going to learn by osmosis their skills, their knowledge, their expertise, and their network. Your net worth is equal to your network, right? It's going to rub off on you, and you're going to learn from them. So find a mentor, shadow someone. We all can learn from each other, right? So surround yourself with the people. That's why we have YouTube. It's a community here. There's a private Facebook. I'll add you to the group too, and it's where customers can share their experiences and a little bit about who they are and what they're going through. Because all of my clients and myself, we all have financial goals. I have financial goals. I have credit goals. I'm in the same boat as you guys. I'm a person just like you. I've had bad credit before, and my credit is growing too, as well. So there are higher credit limits that I want. There are more things that I want. There are more investments and businesses that I want to own and stuff like that too. So the sky's the limit. So surround yourself with people that you can learn from and take the time to do the research. So with that being said, I think we're good. And I'll see you guys on the next one.